Hello and welcome to Scrapping on the Fly. My name is Kristen and today is the day. It is time for the second episode or installment, whatever you want to call it, of Courageously Crafting, Scrapbooking Through the Hard Stuff. And I have selected to use the Jen Hadfield Live and Let Grow. It's pretty new. I would assume I just got it. The project pad today, some of the ephemera today, and then I went ahead and got two of these because they're so cute, and Joann's had a special. So there is lots of really good ephemera in here. I felt like would be fitting for documenting. Let me just say, this is a new setup for me. It is not my final setup. I just got my new IKEA space and I'm waiting for my tripod to come in, so I had to do a little jerry rigging, and you all are like teetering on a drawer on the top of my calyx, being held down by my big shot. You know, it's fine. It's fine, you all. So hopefully there won't be any big crashes or anything. So last week I talked about on April the 26th how my boss turned in his notice, and I was devastated. That following, or that Sunday, May the 1st, I was in my favorite place, my scrappy space in my room at my house, and my husband came in and said that he wanted to talk. I could tell something was going on because he had closed the door, and the only other person that was home was our 13-year-old. So I knew that this conversation needed to come. It was just one of those things. But for many, many reasons, mostly, you know, sometimes I guess the normal, I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to stutter around my words. By the end of the conversation, my husband and I had decided that we were going to get divorced. Super amicable. Like the whole process has actually been almost unreal. People think that I am like kidding when I tell them that we are getting divorced, because we've actually gotten along really well over the last few years. We've been married 17 years this September. We have 2 kids, one that is that I was pregnant with when he and I actually met, and he's been the only dad she's ever known, and the other one is, you know, full blood, and you can tell by the pictures. And of course we have 2 dogs together, but we have just kind of ended up being friends. And so, you know, the last couple of years especially, it was started before the pandemic, so it's not pandemic related. We weren't trapped in the house together because he still had to go out and work and everything, and I was in my scrapbook space, right? So, but it was a good choice for us. It's not necessarily the best choice for everybody, but it was the right choice for us. And while it's been amicable and we've not argued, bickered, or anything about any of the things that have happened since May the 1st, it's still hard, and it's not, you know, what I had planned for my life. So that's why the quote that I pulled for this layout is this one. It says, "Sometimes you have to let go of the picture of what you thought life would be like and learn to find joy in the story you are actually living." Rachel Marie Martin. And I love that so much. And when I saw that, it was so fitting for so many things that have happened in my life, period, but especially over the last 4 years, and especially these last about 8 weeks. So I'm going to end up trimming this little thing off at the bottom, but I will definitely leave who it's from or who the quote is by. So that is the picture that or the quote I wanted to scrapbook, and I found a quote for every one of the events, and I thought that would be a good way to add a little something else to the layout, because, you know, most of these things I don't want to take a ton of pictures to document. So the Friday after we decided was the Friday before Mother's Day, and due to a odd conversation that my husband had with someone in his family, I decided to give him my wedding ring back so he could take it to them. It's family heirloom. And so I did, and that was kind of hard. It made it pretty real. It's, you know, been a part of me for a long time. I still have indentions on my finger, and that was May the 5th or 6th or something. So I took this picture that day before I gave it to him, so that I could remember. Not that I needed any, you know, reminders. I've worn this thing for almost, well, over 17 years, at least for the engagement ring. And it was a symbol of pride and love, and it still is. I still love him. It was his grandparents' 15th wedding anniversary gift, and so it was special to the family. So it was not, you know, normally I know it was a gift, you know, it was given to you, you keep it, but this was different, and that was something that I mean, family is so important to me. And so there was never any question. Look, you can tell where I was in this picture. Does it look familiar? So anyway, so I took this picture because I wanted it, you know, more detailed. I mean, there's pictures of me and you can see that what it is, but this was more defined since there's these little hearts and little diamonds and all that stuff. So it was special to me, obviously. And so I went ahead and took this picture. Now I will probably crop this, since I'm going to crop this part out. I'll probably make them the same size. Who needs to see all them wrinkly hand? I didn't realize my hand was so wrinkly until I guess I was doing this to take a good picture that wasn't glary. I mean, God, what was I thinking? You know, when you take a selfie, you put the camera up and you look up so that your chin rolls down. Oh, okay, I do that. You all probably don't have to, but anyway. So yeah, obviously wasn't thinking along those lines when I took that picture, but that's okay. With every one of those wrinkles came some type of wisdom, you all. So I'm going to own it and take it. It's fine. Plus, I got a lot of flack for making such comments about the last episode about my picture. So I will take it, and I am not complaining. I just think it's funny that I like, let's see how many more wrinkles I can put on my hand. So anywho, so this is what I'm going to document. And I am so, I can't even tell you all how much your comments and the likes and the shares and the videos that I have just been overjoyed with the response to this series that I felt so compelled and so pulled to do. And I am so grateful that I listened, because I have gotten so much out of it. My heart is just full, and it just really has been helpful to me. And based on some of the comments, I feel like it's been helpful to some others, and I just love that. So the other thing I wanted to share with you all, I almost shared during one of my other videos, but I figured I'd wait until this week. Last Saturday, when my video went live about my boss, I actually got a card in the mail that day from him, and it was a thank you card. It's the sweetest card ever. Of course, I bawled like a baby, and it will be documented in a scrapbook and things like that. And it was just the kindest card, and I just thought of all the days for it to come in the mail. It's the first piece of personal mail I've received at my new place, and it was from him. So it was just, it kind of like full circle, brought everything back, and it was just really neat. So I am going to get started, but like I said, I am so grateful for you all. I am so thankful that you're coming along and talking about the hard stuff, and maybe you'll start documenting some of it too. So I'm going to use this collection because there are, I mean, Live and Let Grow just sounded good to me. Like, I first pulled out my Amy Tangerine Brave and Bold because I knew there were some things in there that were kind of like a you got this kind of thing. And I pulled out a Bella Boulevard that was like that. But I just got this today, and I remembered that there was some things on here that I felt would be really fitting. I haven't looked through the paper pad at all. I literally just cut the little things off. So I don't know here, but in the ephemera kit there were tons of things, and the first thing I found, I don't even know where it went. It's in here somewhere, but it was just so spot on, and I was like, yep, that's gonna go on here. So there are definitely things like this fish that says get out. That's probably not appropriate for this because, like I said, he and I are still really, really close. We're really good friends. He even came over for Father's Day. My son cooked for him. So he literally lives across the parking lot from where I'm at. So it's fun. I could use this. That'd be appropriate. This is one of the ones that I saw that I thought was so fitting. And I want to just say, I by no means wouldn't choose anything else. But to me, this doesn't mean like live as in like stay breathing. I think this means get out there and do the things. So I wanted to point that out. And here, this is it. Healing takes time. So you will see, I'm almost positive you will see both of these things on here because I really, really was drawn to those when I went through and flipped through. I got 2 different packs of ephemera. Oh, this collection is just beautiful. And it's kind of like an outdoorsy camping. There's like a hammock in here, things like that. So I'm really, really excited. And these, come on, you all. Look at these puppy stickers. They're so cute. Okay, and I'm going to remind you again that this is the first thing I'm recording since I put my weird little contraption up here. So I'm hoping at the end, I'm going to probably stand up so that I know that you can actually see what I'm doing. Like I've made sure that you can see this. At least I hope so. But when I do like the up close, I want to make sure that I'm not like blinding you all or shoving it in the camera. So that may be a little weird. But anyway, okay, so I'm going to stop yammering about all of that. But again, thank you all so very much. You have made my heart so very happy. So I'm going to get started with this Jen Hadfield Live and Let Grow. And we'll see how this goes. Okay, so the first thing I did was go through this paper pad and try and pick some papers. Those stickers in this project pad are thick, like thicker than most of the stickers I have found in project pads, like a cardstock. So I'm looking over this and I find this Stay Positive, and so I am totally on board with that, and I think that that's a really good word phrase to put in here. So I was picking papers that would either have, that had one of the colors that are in that Stay Positive. So I picked that floral, which I really like. And there's a blue underneath there because that's the color of the outside part of the florals. And then I decided I was going to cut my picture down. So I'm going to cut this one with the phrase on it first because I can only cut it so far. So I lined that up to 4 3/4. And so I did the same thing with my picture of my hand in my ring. And so then I'm going to move that off. And I am so sorry for the glare. There is some glare going on. And I'm also, like, I had to cut a lot of things out because, like, I'd have to stop and look for something because I am not moved in. Like, I got moved in. I've done some videos. And then I got some new IKEA shelves. And I am still organizing and getting that stuff together. So, but this is the first layout I'm creating on my brand new IKEA desk. It makes me happy. So all those things over there on the right are the 2 cut aparts. I ended up pulling that other one that says you can do big things and the Stay Positive. And then of course the 2 that I had mentioned before that said healing takes time and choose to live. And then that pile underneath there is all the florals that were in the ephemera. And then those butterflies, because I want to use a butterfly because this quote says that you got to let go. And I feel like butterflies are a good symbol of letting go and, of course, change. A little bit of that going on around here. So at first I was thinking I would have these tucked in and kind of coming out from the floral paper. But that doesn't work. Even, I guess if I had not cut the pictures, it might have. But, So I'm going back through here because I need something else. And I do want to bring in the gold because my ring is gold and everything. So I want to bring the gold in. So I love this floral paper. I liked the butterflies, and I had, obviously I'm going to bring a butterfly in. But I just didn't want that color because it's already predominant on that background paper, the floral paper. So I decided I'd pull this white with the gold. And then I also... so that gives me an extra, so I've now got the blue, the floral, and the white floral with the gold. And so I trim the outside out. So I gutted that floral paper, which originally that was going to be the top layer. And then I changed my mind because I do that. And so the blue I trimmed down to an 11.5 by 11.5 so I can use that pinky peachy floral to mat it. And then I'm going to take this floral and I cut that white and gold paper into a 5.5 by 12. And so I cut that floral paper that was from where I got it, and it is probably a 10 by 5.25 because I wanted to make sure that that gold paper didn't get completely covered. And originally I was going to solid mat that in the middle, and then and the pictures too. And then I thought, no, I don't like that. So I stagger the paper down and I stagger the picture so you can still see plenty of the floral and you can see more of that white and gold. So this little Choose to Live is like a little note with like washi tape or a piece of tape on it. So I want to hang that up at the top. And so I'm going to try and figure out how to do that and not make it look ridiculous because, it's just kind of up there on its own. So I'm going to move some things around, and you all, I really do like the way this layout comes together. I get a little concerned when I scrap on the fly often, but sometimes, especially when I'm recording and for the world to see, it's like, I don't want it to look absolutely atrocious. So I get some things down and I put that butterfly there because I want it kind of flying away, but it's just too big. And I really don't want that green and the white and gold one that would match the paper looked really too big up in that top corner. So I'm going to end up finding something better for that. And right now everything is dry set down there. I have not taped anything down. So the only other ephemera butterfly other than the white and gold and that green is a little peachy pink one, and it's not at all there's colors in it that are not in what I'm using. So I find this one and it's like very similar to the blue with a little pink, so it matches perfectly. And then I look kind of at the other stickers and stuff, but really I wanted a couple of word phrases or words, and I pull a couple off of there, and I'm going to lay those out on here in a minute. But first I start with this because I knew where it needed to go and everything else is going to have to come from there. So I tuck that up at the very top to where it is meeting at the top. I don't want it to go all the way to the top, just the top of the blue paper. And then I'm going to tuck this You Can Do Big Things in to where the little leaves from the floral on that tag that says Choose to Live kind of curve in, like it nestles just right. And then I'm going to take this floral cluster that has flowers that are just the same as the ones in the paper, the background paper, and then I'm going to put those over and also nestle them to where that You Can Do Big Things doesn't look like it's a little 2x2 cut apart anymore. So I get that in there, and I tape down this white paper, and I'm going to tape down the floral, and I pulled it down a little further than I had before because I really do love having all that white with that gold, so shiny and lovely. And I have already put that sticker down at the top of the butterfly, and now I am going to put these pictures down, and I do want to stagger them. I want to have, like I said, that floral paper showing, and I have to make sure that I have enough space to hang my little healing takes time, so it kind of looks like it's hanging off that picture. And I just needed to make sure that it was going to fit there because I didn't want it to have to cover over too much of the picture. So I get that down there, and I like the way that it's looking. I like the amount of the floral that's showing. The blue is still showing through. I'm liking the way this is coming together. And so I tuck the Stay Positive behind that. And originally I had it up a little higher, but I didn't like that. It kind of cut into the picture more. It wasn't as naturally flowing. So I moved it down some, and then I'm just going to put this little blue floral. I thought I might put it up at the top, but I changed my mind. I tuck it in down here, and it kind of nestles right on top of that Stay Positive. And then I put this little floral here. And the way I really wanted to put that floral, it would cover some of the words, so I kind of had to maneuver it. I fought with it for a little while, cut some of that out for you. So I get all of those down there, and then I'm just going to use a little Nuvo Deluxe to put down on the very bottom leaf so that it is not standing out too much. And then I get some of these super uber cute puffy hearts, and I put one up on the Choose to Live in a peachy pink color, one over next to the quote in a blue, which is the blue that the background paper is, and then a gold, which is what I wanted to tie everything into. And other than that, I'm going to bring in some gold sickles and make a little butterfly trail. And then, of course, I'm going to put a few little clusters of 3 here and there. So other than that, that's about it. I did put those little word phrases. One says just breathe and one says hugs. And I just felt like those were appropriate. We did end our conversation with big hugs. And then we called our kids in and had a sit-down conversation with them, which went better than I had anticipated. And it is still super amicable, and I'm so grateful for our friendship and everything. Here are the close-ups. You all, I really love how this turned out. That lighting is so weird, but I'm going to get that worked out. Don't you worry. I hope you all come back again next Saturday for the 3rd installment of the crazy life that we have been leading. Thank you all again for everything. Have a wonderful day and happy scrapping.